Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Just taking a quick look once more here at Bitcoin. This will be my only analysis here for today. We're going to be traveling to Texas here for the weekend essentially, and just trying to get you a quick little understanding of what's going on here. First, we are still working our way down on this descending trend line. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's quickly pull up some back and liquidation data, kind of see where we're at, and help get some understanding on the overall sentiment. Now, liquidation, if we looked at, if I recall correctly from yesterday, there wasn't a ton left in the immediate range. We're kind of in this area here between 105 and roughly 107. So until we break free from that range, we can presume we may continue to bounce like that. However, when we look at the macro, there's still 100,000 and this $112,000 range above and below us as far as specific macro liquidation. And then when we take a look at liquidation delta, this is what's interesting. The market's going down, but liquidation delta is still remaining high. This does show that there's a lot of buying pressure in the 105 to 104K range. So I still think we're in pretty decent shape there overall. Even though we're still in a descending trend, you don't want to try to trade against that. You also need to recognize that Bitcoin is holding on here as well and maintaining this level quite nicely. Either way you look at it, 105.3 and 106.7 roughly are those two areas of open interest on the macro. If we zoom in a little bit further to the last 24 hours, actually no, sorry, let's do the last 7 days. We can kind of see here that the liquidation or open interest areas change a little bit, right? We got a little bit of support at 104, but for the most part, that concentration at 106.5 is that local resistance for us. So just note 106.5 may be a good place to consider exiting your position if the price comes back up to that level, depending on if you're in a long position or not. Taking a quick look here at the daily, we want to recognize here as well that we're still underneath the 20-day SMA, but over all other ones. So not in terrible shape there, but we're still over 50 on the RSI, but tapering off as well. So we lose that level, we may have to shift some gears here and consider the price continuing lower. But for right now, decent shape, I would say. Not great. We're still under a moving average and stochastic is swinging down. MACD is diverging. So there's definitely more bearish signs than bullish signs on the daily. When it comes to the 4-hour time frame, we want to recognize here, though, we're still under the 50-day SMA. And that's this little descending trend here. So we've rejected out of that level here a couple of times so far on this way down. So until we break above that and maintain above, the 105.4K range, that's kind of our local point of control there, then, we kind of want to understand that we're not in like great shape right now. Okay. And actually, as we zoom out, if we look at this, ever since we've been in this area of 103 or higher, we can see here as well that more so 104,000 is that close approximate of that point of control. So that's our support range is 104. A little more specifically, that's kind of a solid area of support in this area. Now, when we take a look at the 4-hour, we're seeing some divergences here, of course. This is kind of letting us know that we're in this transition potentially, or we're going to pivot and bounce. It's kind of crazy and weird when it gets like this. I don't like trading transitions, but when we have a transition like this here on the 4-hour time frame, it lets us know that we're potentially shifting gears, but we may also be just bouncing from here too. I say that because everything's kind of flattening out, and that's not really a great sign. And then generally speaking, if you look at these kind of patterns here, the patterns are kind of all over the place. You could even argue there's like a macro head and shoulders pattern. But at this time here, when we look at the Ichimoku cloud, we're once again kind of wavering above and below it. We're right there in that range. So there's not much to extract here, letting us know that we're either bullish or bearish. We're kind of in this neutral standpoint. We got to kind of wait to see if this descending trend will break or if we break down below 104K. So one of two things will happen soon. That's kind of where we're at. Either way, not the most amazing update, but it is what it is how the market is currently right now. And it's just kind of a heaping pile of trash, in my personal opinion. I don't really love this kind of market right now. Because it's just extremely volatile. Don't get me wrong, you need volatility, but lately there's just been like these just so many false positives. It's difficult to trade right now. So patience is important, and just do yourself a favor and try not to overtrade right now. All right, we'll find better opportunities here soon, folks. Be patient in the meantime. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks so much again for your time. We'll see you again soon. Take care.